Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop.
I'm your host.
Your DFS Guruselem, coming to you live from the
Listen, you got 150 entries and then you're a shark and I don't fuck with you. So
There's too much good shit on here. This is the often imitated, never duplicated. I'm here with my lovely co-host. Thank y'all. Stay safe. Enjoy. I may have been calling in to work. You're gonna be in the running for the Snowflake of the Year. Get your shit together with your snowflake. I'm at the crib, man, and I'm just finishing up. Stop. Throw them bitches in the main. I'm telling you. You're gonna see the results, bro. You're gonna see it. This is what's really gonna help you out. You know how I feel about the home dogs. There's a lot of fight in the home dogs, and I really think a lot of shit to go over tonight. Who that scored all them points over there? Player of the night.
get them in your lineups, get them in there, and let's go get this money.
Thursday, let's go, and remember, in the sweatshop, we always keep it 300. Welcome back to the DFS Sweatshop, where I am your host, the DFS Guruselem, and you can follow me, of course, on Twitter at DFS Guruselem. Now, the NBA regular season is all just about over. We saw some really crazy situations tonight. A lot of guys were resting, so I'm really not even giving that much thought to NBA at the moment. We are full on MLB. We're gonna go really back hard into NBA once the playoff starts on Saturday. I will be doing a playoff breakdown preview later on in the week. We'll be getting into that. But what I wanted to take a moment to do is, we've got a lot of new guys playing baseball, a lot of new baseball players, DFS baseball players so far. A lot of guys came over from NFL with me to NBA, and then from NBA they're going over with me into MLB. And I kind of wanted to break down a few terms for you, give you some knowledge behind the words and the phrases that you're going to be hearing a lot. I'm sure you've heard them, a lot of them already, whether you know what they mean or not. We're going to go ahead and jump into that and break that down in today's episode. So let's go ahead and get right into it. Now, there's a term that you may or may not be familiar with. It stems from a really great study that was done in the 1970s. A book was written about it, a very great book. It's called Saber Metrics. And what it is the empirical analysis of baseball, especially baseball statistics that measure in-game activity. Sabermetrics collect and summarize the relevant data from this in-game activity to answer specific questions. The term is derived from the acronym SABR, which stands for the Society of American Baseball Research, founded in 1971. The term sabermetrics was coined by Bill James, who is one of its pioneers and is often considered as a prominent advocate and public face of the term. So, put simply, it is the study of everything that happens inside of the game of baseball. Everything that happens. And see, what we got to realize, man, this is more. Everything we're talking about, it being more than just, this is more than sport. This is a game of angles, trigonometry, algebra, math. Like, this shit is so deep. The diamond, the shapes, like this is so deep what goes into it, and how some masters of the game know where to hit the ball, how to hit the ball, the placing where you're going to place your fingers in order to throw the ball and make it move. And baseball is so deep, bro. It's so deep. Each sport is in their own way, but baseball, man, and that's why it's America's pastime, because it's like baseball itself is this huge distraction. You know what I mean? For what is really happening, because what you see the pitcher throwing the ball and the dude with a stick hitting the ball, but what it really is, it is tons of research and training and planning that goes into each swing, a certain placement of the hands, elbows, the fingers on the ball. Like, it's so deep. And sabermetrics is something that just kind of delves a little bit more into the actual in-game process, what goes on in-game, what stats can be recorded and used in-game. So we're going to get into a few more terms right here. Here we go. Now, FIP is something else you're going to be hearing. FIP and XFIP. It is a fielding independent pitching. It converts a pitcher's 3 true outcomes into an earned run average, like a number. And a pitcher's 3 outcomes, okay, it can be for each pitch. It can be a hit. It can be uh, a ball. It can be a strike. Ball, strike, hit. That's all. Every time a pitcher throws the ball, it's only can be three of those things. Either it's going to be a foul, it's going to be which is a strike, of course. It's going to be a hit, or it's going to be a ball. And what this does is it calculates all of this to see what percentage of what a pitcher is doing. How can you can calculate that? Like everything that a pitcher does when it comes to throwing the ball, fielding, independent, pitching converts a pitcher's three true outcomes into an earned run average like a number. The formula is, of course, this formula here, plus a constant, usually around 3.2, to put on the same scale as an earned run average. So you're gonna hear a lot about that. Oh, this guy's fit with so and so and so. You're gonna hear that a lot this season. Next term we're talking about is WOBA. This is something that everybody does with WOBA, 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 WOBA. Now, WOBA is and this is sort of a batting scale. In baseball, it is a weighted on based average. It's a statistic based on linear weights designed to measure a player's overall offensive contributions per plate appearance. So the higher the WOBA, uh, the better chance the player himself is going to have a chance to contribute to the success of the entire team with each time he takes each time he enters the batter's box. So and you're not going to see like like a good, let's say a really good average batting average is 333. Well, that's not WOBA. WOBA is like 160 is a good WOBA. You know what I mean? It's weighted on base percentage. It's a weighted average. So if you see the higher the WOBA, the more the player actually contributes each time he is at bat. Next term is going to be, of course, the earned run average. This is back to pitching. In baseball statistics, an earned run average, the ERA, is the mean of earned runs given up by a pitcher per 9 innings pitched. So this means, and every pitcher doesn't pitch 9 innings, but in a game. But per 9 inning pitched, how many runs does a guy give up? So that means if I throw this guy out there for 9 innings, he has a 3.6 ERA. That means in 9 innings, it's probably going to score 3.6. Now, he doesn't play 9 innings. He doesn't play 9 innings every game. But it's a cumulative figure. So traditional length of a game. It is determined by dividing the number of runs allowed by the number of innings pitched and multiplying it by 9. That is the formula for that. Next one, and you're gonna hear about this a lot. Sierra. This is the skill interactive earned run average. This is deep. The definition of Sierra is it quantifies a pitcher's performance by trying to eliminate factors the pitcher can't control by himself. But unlike a stat such as xFIP, Sierra considers balls in play and adjusts for the type of ball in play. For example, if a pitcher has a high xFIP but has also induced a high proportion of grounders and pop-ups instead of line drives, his Sierra will be lower than his xFIP. Pretty self-explanatory. And it takes getting into these terms sometimes so that you can understand exactly what they are. Next one is ISO. You can hear ISO a lot. Now in baseball, the isolated power, or ISO, is a Saber metric computation used to measure a batter's raw power. One formula is slugging percentage minus the batting average. The final result measures how many extra bases a player averaged per at bat. So extra bases. Let's say a guy comes up, he hits a single, he gets one base. He hits one base. That's say a guy hits a double. That's an extra base because theoretically you're only supposed to get one base. If you get a hit, it's a base hit. But if you hit a triple, that's extra bases, 2 extra bases. So the more extra base hits a guy hits a home run, that's 3 extra bases. So the more extra bases he gets, the more times he does that, the higher his ISO, his isolated power will be, because it's isolated to him. It doesn't count RBIs or runs batted in. It doesn't count any of that. All it counts is the bases that a guy is going to move around to when he does hit the ball. So let's just say, and just think about it, because the harder you hit the ball, the further it goes. Probably the more power it takes, the more bases you're going to get. If I hit the ball further than the guy in front of me, then I'm probably going to get extra bases. If he hits the ball just over the shortstop into the middle of center field, he's probably going to get a single. Well, if I hit it off of the wall, pop, over the center fielder and hit the wall, I'm probably going to get a double. It's probably going to be a ground rule double. If it bounces off and go over the wall, I'm going to get a double. So I'm going to get an extra base. Well, if the guy behind me just knocks it clean over the fucking wall, then he is going to get 3 extra bases. So it's the power. It's the isolated power, or ISO. That is that Saber metric that we're talking about. Now, and this is a really good one. In baseball statistics, the WHIP, this is walks plus hits per innings pitched. This is a sabermetric measurement of the number of base runners a pitcher has allowed per inning pitched. So it gets a little bit deeper than the earned runs, because of course to get runs you've got to get guys on base. So this kind of tells us, how many base runners a pitcher is going to allow per inning pitched. WHIP reflects a pitcher's propensity for allowing batters to reach a base. Therefore, the lower the WHIP indicates the better performance. So that means, let's say you throw a no-hitter. That's a tremendous WHIP. Nobody got on base. Well, let's say, you walk 4 guys. Guys getting on base. So guys are getting hits. They're getting on base. Guys hitting home runs off of you. They're getting on base. So this kind of tells us, and it takes out the strikeout. So you don't, to have a good WHIP, you don't have to be a strikeout king. All you got to be is a guy who gets people to fly out a lot, gets people to hit ground balls, get guys out. And WHIP is a very, very good one. A very good one. Now, the last thing I want to talk to you about is BVP. This is batters versus pitching. And this is a really good metric for me because, a lot of people, they argue, hey, it's not that important, blah, blah, blah. But you know what? I think it's very important. I think it's something that you've got to pay attention to. It can be the deciding factor in you deciding to roster this guy over this guy. Because if you go ahead and if you look, well, okay, who has a better chance of kissing your girlfriend, me or you? I've never kissed her before. You have. I never even tried. You have. So you got a better chance. Well, who's got a better chance of hitting this unhittable pitcher? The guy who's hit it before or the guy who never has? That's kind of the way I look at it when it comes to BVP. Now, I went ahead and laid out a few guys on this chart for you that are actually going to be in tonight's game. So I wanted, to shed a little light on some terms for you, but I also want to do something that could help you in today's game. So let's just take a quick look. And this doesn't say go out and roster all of these guys. What this is giving you is saying, hey, against this specific guy has done this. So if you look at it, we got Dexter Fowler, the first guy we're talking about. Now, he's going up against Gio Gonzalez. So this is the St. Louis Cardinals going up against the Washington Nationals tomorrow, right? Or today, excuse me. Now, in 20 at-bats, Dexter Fowler has gotten 10 hits, 1 home run. He's been walked twice by Gonzalez and also has been struck out 4 times. He's batting .500 against them with a .524 on base percentage and an .850 slugging percentage. So if we're basing because baseball is like this, man. Guys are going to do what they've already done. What they've always done is what they're going to do. That's just what it is. That's why batting average is so important. And all the BVP is a compartmentalized batting average. All it is mean your batting average, but just broken down to this one pitcher. That's all it is. So the BVP is very important. It should not be the end all be all. Do not get me wrong. But when it comes between you choosing this guy and this guy, go check out what they've done against the pitcher that they're facing. And if it is a solid body of work, I'm talking, at least 10, at the very, very minimum, 10 at-bats, recent at-bats, then you can definitely, take a look at the BVP and see what you can do. Now, you got Dustin Pedroia against Dylan Bundy in 11 at-bats. He's gotten 5 hits, no home runs. He's been walked, been struck out once. He is batting .455. with a .500 on base percentage and a .545 slugging percentage. That's pretty good there. Mookie Betts against Dylan Bundy. You see the trend that's developing here? These guys are playing on the same team. This could be a stack, a Boston stack. You got Mookie Betts against Dylan Bundy, 9 at-bats, 4 hits, 2 home runs, 3 walks. Never struck him out, batting .444 with a .583 on base percentage and a 1.111 slugging percentage. That's pretty good. Now, these aren't large sample size by any means. I just wanted to show you the graphic, show you the metric, get your minds working in that. Now, this is a bigger one here. We've got JT Realmuto going against Bartolo Colon today. This is a 21 at-bats, 9 hits, 1 home run, never been walked. He struck him out 3 times with a 429 batting average, 429 on base percentage, and a 762 slugging percentage. That is pretty good. Then we've got Anibal Cabrera against Clay Buchholz. 14 at-bats for him, 6 hits. He's got 2 walks. 2 home runs, 3 walks, 1 strikeout, 429 batting average, 529 on base percentage, 9.929 slugging percentage. That's pretty good. We've got Giancarlo Stanton. He's faced him 15 times, got 6 hits, 2 home runs, 1 walk, 1 strikeout, batting 400 or 438 slugging percentage. On base percentage, and a 867 slugging percentage. That's pretty good. JD Martinez against Hector Santiago. I'm not sure JD is playing. I think Victor Martinez is going to be playing. I'm not sure if JD is going to be playing tomorrow, but Justin Bauer, another guy. So you see that Giancarlo Stanton and Justin Bauer from the same team. That could be definitely the start of a stack when you talk about going up against Bartolo Colon today. 16 at-bats, 6 hits, 1 home run, no walks, been struck out by him twice. His batting 375 with a 353 on base percentage and a 750 slugging percentage. That's pretty good. You got Cameron Maybin against Cole Hamels. Now he's faced him 35 times. That is one of the largest sample sizes that we do have. And that time he's got 13 hits, no home runs, no walks, but he struck him out 10 times. That's a negative right there. 371 was the batting average with a 371 on base percentage and a 543 slugging percentage. We got Brian Dozier going up against Matt Boyd today. 14 at bats, 5 hits. He's got 1 home run, 1 walk, been struck out 5 times, batting 357 with a 400 on base percentage and a 643 slugging percentage. That's pretty decent. You've got Daniel Murphy against Lance Lynn. Now Murphy didn't have a great game out last time. Didn't have a great game out last night. People might be off him. We'll take a look at this. Against Lance Lynn, 17 attempts at bats, 6 hits, batting 353 with 3 strikeouts, no home runs, but he did walk him once. 389 batting slugging percentage, 471 slugging percentage with a 389 on base percentage. We got Melky Cabrera against Carlos Carrasco, 26 at bats. That's a lot. 9 hits, 2 home runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts, 346. So you see where I'm going here. D. Gordon right here, 29 at bats, 10 hits. He's batting 345 against him. Also has a home run. Only been struck out once in 29 at bats. That means D knows how to play against this cat. So that's a stack right there. We've got D. Gordon. We got Justin Bauer. We've got Giancarlo Stanton. All have very solid track records against Bartolo Colon. Keep going. You see Christian Yelich right here in 33 at bats. He's got 11 hits. Struck out 4 times. Never been walked. Hit a home run against him. Batting 333. So this is a lot of times where you can get your stacks from. Martin Prado is not playing, but he has a decent record against Bartolo Colon as well. We've got Ryan Braun against J.A. Happ. That's pretty good. 28 at bats. Austin Jackson against James Shields. That's another one. So BVP can definitely help you out a lot. I hope that you enjoyed this little quick video, man. Just wanted to get some of those terms out there to you. Also show you what BVP means for me and how I use it, to be that final decision maker when it comes to choosing between one guy or another, or one stack or the other. I like to see what guys have done against specific teams and specific players. So this has been your DFS Guruselem with another quick hit video. If you are a member of the DFS Sweatshop, meet me at 5:30 inside the Facebook VIP. That is where I'll be breaking down the entire MLB slate. We'll be rolling through it together the same way we did a few hours ago, going over that pitching that we went over. If you want to join us in the website, if you want to join us in the VIP, go hit the website up at www.dfssweatshop.com. That is where you receive all of our tips and tricks and toolage that will turn you into a professional, solid, profitable daily fantasy sports player. Thank you so much. Y'all have a wonderful and profitable Tuesday. And remember, when you're in a sweatshop, the #1 goal is to always keep it 300.